We've heard a lot about the fact that Democrats have been talking about Elon Musk. And let me give you a news alert. We're not going to stop talking about him. We're going to keep talking about him until he is out of here. Now, if he wants to be elected or appointed and confirmed to something, then so be it. But as of right now, we have somebody that for whatever reason, I don't know if y'all just trying to play in our face because you think we're stupid, or if you literally just cannot see the difference in a George Soros and a Bill Gates. But let me give you a little bit of the difference. Number one, George Soros nor Bill Gates ever somehow decided to turn off the spigot of money that was going through to various organizations and agencies to the extent that it had actually been ordered by law that they should have access to it, to the extent that people are dying.
If you could speak directly to Elon Musk, what would you say?
Golf.
That's it.
If you could speak directly to Elon Musk, what would you say?
Golf.
That's it.
Jasmine Crockett made a bold appearance on live TV, ready to take on two well-known figures, Elon Musk and Donald Trump. She didn't hold back, delivering a sharp and fiery takedown. This wasn't just a minor call-out. She came fully prepared with evidence, even presenting it in a massive binder, making sure every detail was clear. And to top it off, she did it all with style and attitude. Next, voice 2. Let's start with Elon Musk.
So let me tell you something, Mr. Trump. You gonna learn a few lessons from us. And I'm gonna be the first one. You and your little friend off of Twitter. Y'all about to find out, all right? Come on. Now let me be.
Let's start with Elon Musk, the man behind Tesla, a company known as much for innovation as for cars that randomly catch fire or crash into parked ambulances. Somehow, he's convinced millions that he's a genius, despite these issues. And just when it seemed like he might turn things around, Jasmine Crockett made it clear. This is the same guy who couldn't even save Twitter. Sorry, X. Now mostly famous as the place where your uncle goes to rant. Next, voice 3.
I do want to be clear, before the Trump administration came in, this committee did exist in the form of the Oversight Committee. Our task is to root out waste, fraud, and abuse. Interestingly enough, our chairwoman, who is so passionate about this today, she missed every single one of those improper payment hearings. Just to be clear, I was there, so I don't want anyone to believe that Democrats just come to work and don't plan to do work. Right now, they have relinquished their constitutional duties over to an unelected bureaucrat, someone who no one went out to vote for. And absolutely, he is occupying the Oval Office, as we saw yesterday. And that is a first for me to see someone occupying the Oval Office who's never actually been elected to the Oval Office and actually answering more questions than the person that allegedly got elected.
Let's not forget Musk's favorite side hustle, hyping himself up like a miracle cure, playing Dogecoin mascot on TV, and pretending to lead the next big financial revolution. Meanwhile, Dogecoin holders are still waiting for that to the moon moment while Musk cashes in. Jasmine Crockett didn't even have to break a sweat. She simply pointed out the obvious. Doge was never more than an overhyped inside joke, just another playground for stock market manipulation. Next, voice 4.
My question is, Elon, what have you done besides tear us apart, besides be in over your head, besides make sure that you continue to enrich yourself so that not only you can continue to be the richest person in the world, but you can make sure that other people that are already struggling, unfortunately, end up falling on even harder times.
But wait, it gets even more ridiculous. Elon, with the confidence of someone who just glanced at a conspiracy meme and decided it was fact, accused President Biden and the Democrats of using taxpayer money to send condoms to Gaza. Yes, in the middle of a humanitarian crisis, Musk thought the real scandal wasn't the destruction, suffering, or chaos, but the imaginary idea that Biden was secretly airlifting Trojan packs like some kind of government-funded Cupid.
Then another layer of fear, especially since normally when you are going to be in a position like that, you have to go through security clearances. And let me tell you, some people think security clearances are all about whether or not you have a warrant or not. No, they look at whether or not you have some sort of divided interest. They look at whether or not you have good credit. They look at so many other things. And we're talking about someone who's unelected, unvetted, and definitely unconfirmed that is now literally sitting atop our $6 trillion. And we don't know what it is that he's doing. And we honestly don't know what role he has. Look.
If you're enjoying this, please stick around. Because as absurd as Musk is, he almost seems harmless compared to what's next. Now, let's turn our attention to the walking orange spray tan himself, Donald J. Trump. Jasmine Crockett didn't even have to get creative. At this point, Trump is basically a meme-generating machine. He's been handing out free material for Saturday Night Live and late-night comedy for years. This time, he showed up looking like he got lost on the way to a golf course and just decided to hold a press conference instead. But Crockett didn't just roast him. She served up the full breakfast, eggs included. Next, voice 6. And then there's Trump, the cherry on top. The self-proclaimed stable genius tried once again to flex his business skills. You know,
If you are trying to conduct audits and figure out where the waste, fraud, and abuse is, I don't know why you would go to some tech guy. In fact, it was only techies that were sitting there at inauguration. We didn't have auditors. I would welcome auditors to come in and do forensic audits. In fact, he sat there in the Oval Office yesterday and he admitted that he was lying and he was using his propaganda machine to do it when he said that we sent millions of dollars to Gaza for condoms. That was a lie.
And then there's Trump, the cherry on top. The self-proclaimed stable genius tried once again to flex his business skills. You know, the same brilliant instincts that gave us Trump Steaks, Trump Vodka, and Trump University, each one a bigger disaster than his attempts to pronounce anonymous without tripping over his own tongue. Jasmine Crockett made sure everyone remembered that this is the guy who somehow bankrupted a casino, the one business where people literally walk in and hand you their money. That's like falling into a pool of cats and coming out without a single scratch. It's almost impressive. Trump's whole career is like an Olympic sport in losing money. And Trump University? A scam so ridiculous it made Ocean's 11 look like a beginner's guide to fraud. Yet somehow, he's still here, acting like he invented capitalism, while proving, time and time again, that his greatest missing asset is basic self-awareness.
You were involved in a hearing with Elon Musk about condoms, right? Do you remember this whole?
It wasn't with Elon. Elon, if you're watching, come through, boo, because you haven't shown up to the Doge subcommittee yet.
Right.
You're also calling on Musk to appear before Congress. Why? What do you want to ask him?
Well, first of all, I want to ask him, what exactly has he been doing? Who is it that he's hired? Who is it that he's firing? How he's coming to the conclusions that he's coming to? What makes him believe that getting rid of our workforce, including those that are in charge of keeping our
situation safe or keeping planes from falling out of the sky. I want some analysis behind what it is that he is recommending to the president or to OPM or to anyone else that is engaging in what I feel like is more so a dismantling of our modern day democratic republic. And I want him to basically prove me wrong. I want to know that there is some end game that actually benefits the American people.
And then came the best part. Crockett called out the dog and pony show, how both of these clowns in their own ways distract the public with fireworks while quietly robbing the place blind. Musk throws up a SpaceX rocket, Trump throws a rally, and while everyone's distracted, it's business as usual for billionaires. But Crockett flipped the script, pulling focus away from the theatrics and shining it right on the disaster behind the curtain. The audience didn't just watch, they felt it. The laughs were real, the gasps were louder, and somewhere backstage, you just know Elon was frantically DMing someone about means to distract from this, while Trump probably asked if he could sue Gravity for making him look bad on camera. And oh, the Doge thing wasn't even done. Crockett had the audacity and brilliance to basically point out that Musk turned an internet joke into a pyramid scheme. Doge went from meme to market crash, while Musk giggled all the way to the bank. It's giving Silicon Valley snake oil salesmen, but with less charm and more power outages.
Do you know why they went after access to the federal government's payment system?
I have no idea, but I don't have any positive thoughts when it comes down to it. I appreciate that you played the clip of Jamie Raskin, and as you know, Congressman Raskin asked, why do you need access? I mean, here it is. I'm a wholly, fully elected member of Congress. I don't have that kind of access. So when you start talking about who should have access to literally the system that controls approximately $6 trillion of our dollars, I don't really understand, because the people that worked in those positions could only distribute money per the law. So why is it that the Doge committee would have to have access? And that's not the place that you go to look for cuts. You look at our budget, which it is Congress that has the power of the purse. You look at our budget, you help the president come up with his proposed budget, and then the House and the Senate will decide what we send to his desk.
And when Crockett started connecting the dots, the fake philanthropy, the manufactured culture wars, the constant shifting of blame to everyone but themselves, it wasn't just a roast, it was a masterclass. She didn't just destroy them, she exposed how easy it is when you stop pretending they're smarter than they are. Because here's the gag. Elon and Trump both rely on the same tired playbook. Step 1, break something important. Step 2, blame the nearest progressive. Step 3, tell Twitter it's fine because they're thinking big. Meanwhile, nothing gets fixed, people get hurt, and billionaires get richer. Groundbreaking, truly. By the time the segment wrapped, Crockett didn't just roast them, she served them up well done, fries on the side. Musk looked like someone who realized his rocket might not make it past the parking lot. Trump looked like he remembered mid-sentence that he doesn't actually know where Ukraine is on a map.
And so I think that we have to understand that we are not dealing with normal people. We are dealing with someone who is proven to be a criminal, proven to be disrespectful to us as Americans. And listen, we have to fight him the exact same way. We have to come back with the same type of energy,
And just like that, it was over. Crockett dropped the mic, walked off, and left behind a smoldering crater where Musk and Trump's credibility used to be. Viewers loving it. Billionaires sweating. Twitter bots working overtime. It was a flawless performance, one that left the audience on the edge of their seats and the rich guys fumbling for their next move. It was as if Crockett had taken a wrecking ball to their egos and somehow, without even trying, demolished their entire public image in one smooth move. Her words sliced through the air, cutting deeper than any public scandal, leaving Musk and Trump scrambling for a comeback that never came. It was clear. The public had spoken, and they weren't buying what these two were selling. Every point Crockett made hit harder than the last, and by the time she was done, there was nothing left for them but to watch their empire crumble. It wasn't just a mic drop. It was a full-blown annihilation of everything they thought they stood for.
I'll make sure that I keep it short, but I am truly here for very selfish reasons. Starting with, on March 29th, it's my birthday. And all I want to see happen on my birthday is for Elon to be taken down.
While Elon Musk awkwardly types out another cryptic tweet about Doge and stocks, probably trying to distract from his latest yacht purchase, and Trump, well, he's still out there ranting about elections like an old man who's had one too many glasses of prune juice. Meanwhile, Crockett's over there sipping tea, knowing she already took down the biggest egos in tech and politics with a single speech. The power, immeasurable. The delivery, perfect. And let's be real, Musk and Trump couldn't even handle it. So the next time you catch one of them making headlines, just remember, Jasmine Crockett already handled it. And she didn't even break a sweat.